Good morning. It's now time once again for our digestible financial facts provided by Sherwood and Robinhood. Thank you very much indeed. Let's look at the breaking news this morning. What do we have for you today? Okay, here we go. Sweet Green scrapped its cashless policy after some backlash. And let's get straight into it right now. Here we go. The Dow Jones last night was up 0.62. The Nasdaq was up 0.84. The S&P 0.63. And Bitcoin was down 0.46. Hey snackers, if you couldn't get your hands on one of Home Depot's viral $300 12-foot Halloween skeletons, you can skip straight to the holidays. Costco is selling a 5-foot Minnie Mouse nutcracker for $700. It's still August. Can you believe this? Oh my gosh, does anyone get sick and tired of how it's always going to be Christmas? It wasn't when you were a kid, but it does seem to be when you're getting older. Stocks rose yesterday and the S&P 500 notched its first consecutive gains of the month after slumping for most of August. Volatility in the famous index has been relatively low. The S&P 500 hasn't moved more than 2% on a single day in over 6 months. Swiped. LA is considering a ban on cashless businesses as the plastic shift leaves some behind. Take a penny, leave a penny. I like it. Very funny. In England, take a penny means go to the toilet. I don't know if it is the same in America. Reply below and I'd like to reply back to you. Just don't pay with one. Just don't pay with one. As Americans' cash usage declines, more shops are refusing to accept physical currency. With no federal law saying a business must accept cash, cities that want to keep cash flowing have to pass legislation. This month, lawmakers in LA propose a ban on cashless businesses, arguing they exclude people with low incomes, older adults, and unbanked communities. I tell you what, we'll run a poll. Do you think it's time to ban cash? Do we need cash anymore? What do you think? Click above my head over there and I'll put a Twitter poll out and go to my Twitter and vote on that. Do you think that it's time that we got rid of cash and just had cards? I'd like your thoughts. Be very interesting. Also reply in the comments below this video and I will reply to everyone and I'll be interested to know your thoughts. Anyway, cashless business bans have already passed in cities like San Francisco, New York City, Philly, and DC. Cash made up only 20% of all US payments in 2021, a steep drop from 31% in 2017 as of last October 4. As of last October, I apologize. 4 in Americans. See, it's their fault that they put October 4. See that? That wasn't me. That was them. Robinhood, you need to sort your grammar out. October, 4 needs to be different. Anyway, 4 in 10 Americans weren't using cash at all in a typical week. Square said that in the first year of the pandemic, US cashless businesses more than doubled. Paper or plastic. Cashless businesses say the lack of paper currency discourages theft and is more efficient. No cash transport and storage costs. What do you think? Make sure that you do vote in our poll. Cashless has other business perks. Studies show that customers paying with a card tend to spend more. Not in my case, they don't. I'm very sensible. I get my points and that's it. Credit card companies, which earn a transaction fee on every swipe, have unsurprisingly encouraged no cash trends in 2018. No surprise there, really, is there? Don't use your cash. We don't make any money. Get your credit card out. We make more money on you. Visa held a cashless contest, paying $10,000 to 50 businesses that stopped accepting real currency. Card and digital payments like Apple Pay also give merchants data on consumers, which can be used for targeting your habits. What do you think of that? The takeaway from all of this: fast change can leave some shortchanged. As cashless transactions take over, large populations could be excluded. Some groups still rely heavily on cash, like unbanked populations, 7% of CA, older people who haven't transitioned to digital payments, and kids or teens who aren't old enough to get a credit card. What do you think? Make sure that you do vote on our poll. Crushed. France pays farmers millions to destroy wine as young people cut back on drinking. Pinot au revoir. Pinot au revoir. Pinot au revoir. That sound good? We're going to go with that. The French government is paying farmers about 215 million to destroy this season's surplus wine. What? I went to Yugoslavia and they were feeding you wine out of a hose pipe, out of a tap, a faucet, a hose on the wall. Absolutely. Into buckets. Not joking. It was quite an experience, especially as a teenager. Enough vino to fill 100 Olympic-sized pools. My God. The wine won't just be dumped, though. It'll be distilled into ethanol that can be used in cleaning supplies and perfumes. Well, I'm good they're recycling it. Separately, France is paying farmers to destroy their vineyards to avoid a future glut. Through the program, Bordeaux farmers have applied to rip out 8% of the region's vines. Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful when you hear stuff like that? Anyway, what do you think of that? Should we get rid of all the vineyards to reduce drinking? What do you reckon? Getting crushed. Contributing to this year's surplus, increased global wine competition and a sales dip in China. But the industry is also prepping for a longer-term trend, people drinking less alcohol. Sober curious generation. The French sipped 32 less red wine last year than they did a decade ago, and the drinking declined steeper among the country's youth. While some of their drinking preferences have shifted to beer and spirits, many are simply drinking less. That's true in the US too. 62% of those aged 13 to 34 said they drink alcohol in a recent Gallup poll, down from 72% 2 decades ago. Young people have also cut back on how much they drink. This is a good thing, right? It's a good thing for the health, I guess. I have to be honest, I don't drink that much at all. The only time I have a drink tends to be live on the show, birthdays and anniversaries, stuff like that. But yeah, I have like maybe 1 or 2 bottles of beer a week. That's it. Like a bit of a Bailey's. Whiskey Wednesday, I'll have a little shot of whiskey, but once a week, not even that. Very rarely. But yeah, save some money. I prefer to invest it. Hangover free. Non-alcoholic beverages sales, including wine, grew 21% last year, and mocktails like non-boozy botanical spritzes are being added to trendy menus. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. When people do imbibe? Anyone know what that word is? In fact, if anyone knows what imbibe means, I'd like you to comment below the video and tell me what imbibe means. They may be opting for more premium wines and champagne, which have seen demand jump, as well as rosé. The takeaway from all this: adapt or shrivel up. Wine and spirits are among France's top exports, and the government's hoping the short-term pruning will prep the market to flourish. The cash incentive to dump wine is intended to keep prices from crushing while winemakers seek new revenue sources like growing olives. French Agriculture Minister Marc Fesneau said farmers need to adapt to changes in consumption and adjust production to the demand of tomorrow. What else are we snacking this morning? Plug 3M. The companies behind Post-its and Scotch tape could pay $5.5 billion in a settlement over its military-grade earplugs. Veterans say that the plugs didn't protect them from hearing loss. What's all that about? Anyway, Biz, GPT, OpenAI launched ChatGPT Enterprise, a premium tier of its bot for businesses. The company has been in a rush to monetize its services because AI services are widely priced to run. Pill. The Biden administration is set to roll out the first 10 prescription drugs in its Medicare price negotiation plan. Merck, J&J, and Bristol Myers Squibb have sued over the discounting plan, which could lose them billions. Uncomfy. I apologize. The U.S. Transportation Department slapped a $4.1 million fine on American Airlines for keeping passengers sitting on the tarmac too long, a record fine for such a delay. The airline blamed exceptional weather. Is it right, do you think, to sue airlines when it's not their fault, or do you think they should be sued? What do you think about that? They only put the price up anyway. They'll just make it back another way. So what do you think? Should we sue airlines when we have to wait? Look at what's happening right now in the UK. In fact, there is another poll. Click above my head. What do you think right now? Should the airlines be sued right now? Should there be compensation? I'll put it on Twitter and go and vote on it later on. Should the airlines be sued or compensate the passengers for what's going on, even though it was air traffic control, had nothing to do with the airlines? Should the airlines be punished? Who pays the price? Or should we just get on with it and stop bloody moaning? What do you think? Leave me your comments below, and that will start a bit of an argument. But vote in the poll. Leave me your thoughts. I'd like to know what you think. Twinkie hostess shares surged after Reuters reported that it's exploring a sale of snack giants like General Mills and Oreo maker Mondelez. Snacks off. I'll say it again. Mondelez. I like that word. Mondelez. Snacks are thriving in America, but hostess has struggled. Snack fact of the day. We always like a snack fact of the day. Are you ready for our snack fact of the day? The first modern credit card, the Diners card, was introduced in 1950. There you go. What do you make of that? Well, thank you very much indeed, as always, for joining us on our snacks of the day. We like to cover this every morning. If you'd like to leave your thoughts and comments below, we'd love you to do that. If you go and check out the series of videos, there is a whole series of these breaking news every morning, things you'll find interesting. Look up here for the series and other videos I think you'll find interesting. Don't forget, look above my head, and you can vote on those polls. Till next time, till tomorrow morning, we're always live every day. Take care of yourselves and each other.